Hello, what's going on? Welcome to the AQ World's News. We got some stuff to go over. Let's do it. Alright, starting off, we got some Infinity news, of course, which is good to see, so we have what looks like a red indicating circle on the ground to indicate you're going to get dealt a lot of damage. So, will you be able to tank this? Probably. Will it matter? Maybe. I mean, it'll probably be better for good boss fights. If they put this on every random rock golem, I imagine it's gonna be kind of annoying, but yeah, anyway, they're just showcasing it here, so no need to really analyze that. But cool animation. I like the fact that you actually might have to move out of the way from a monster. That's a cool thought there. That there's kind of stuff like this in AQ Worlds with some of the ultra bosses, like having a go to a circle, like go to the right side of the map or the left side of the map or something, but nothing that's like actually like a mechanic. I mean, it is a mechanic, but not. It's more dynamic if you put it on an actual mob. I think the mobs are actually gonna be able to move around on the map as well. I think they said that it technically would be possible, so might be cool. Might be cool. They actually have to like dodge mobs and stuff. There's like multiple of them moving around the map, and they have circles of damage here on the ground. They're actually telegraphing. Looks pretty neat there. A little blurb of text here says that the rock monster will raise his arms to give you a warning that it is about to do a special attack. Rings will appear on the ground. The ones that fill up red will do damage to you using your class's defensive skills or getting out of the way. Alright. So yeah, makes sense. Yeah, you probably could just tank it with most, like if you have like VHL with a high amount of endurance on the class, you could probably just tank that most of the time, I'd imagine. But yeah, it's definitely a different balance. You see him fighting here. That's a cool little animation. Hey, these animations look a bit cleaner than last time I played AQ Infinity. Are these the same animations? I swear these look better on the class. That looks cool. Okay. Apparently, there's a 1,000 point difference in HP between level 14 and level 0 for an equipped item. That's a lot. I feel like it's more than AQ Worlds, especially if that scale keeps scaling. Like 2,000 at 30, 45 is 3,000. Actually, no, that about checks. No, that's a little bit under, but anyway. Here's an important little tidbit that people probably care about. They say leveling from 1 to 100. This place will test leveling from 1 to 100. So they're keeping the 100 level cap, and it looks like that'll be the initial level cap. It's probably not. They probably won't have that as initial level cap, but the flat triple digits on 100 is probably where the level cap will end up in AQ Infinity, because that's where it ends up in AQ Worlds. And people ask me sometimes if they're going to ever raise the level cap in AQ Worlds, and I don't see them ever doing that. I think it would be silly if they did. From a balance perspective and everything, especially with all the ultra bosses and everything would have to be rebalanced. Imagine how much of a headache that would be, because if you add another like 20 levels, all that ultra boss content becomes a lot easier, and it's not supposed to be easy. So you can see how like you'd have to rebalance the bosses, and yeah, it just, what a headache. So they're probably going to leave it at 100 there in AQ Infinity as well, I would imagine. Although who knows where they go like 5 years down the road or whenever, but I imagine it's gonna be at 100 for a long time. Next, we got a little video here of traveling through the map. This looks, I mean, it's loading a cutscene, but this looks kind of like old school gamey. I like something about this looks like very like early 2000s, like a load screen into a cutscene, and the load screen doesn't look that great. I'd say it'd probably be better if this like large logo thing was like a tiny logo in the bottom right corner. I think that'd be more modern UX design. Modern UI. I think having the mask, I could be out of place here, but I feel like if you want to have like an updated looking game, I feel like having the massive dragon doesn't really fit this. If it's a short cutscene, like on the intro load, having the massive dragon's good. But I feel like if you're going from map to map, having it a bit more clean would be nice. I don't know. It feels a little weird looking at this loading screen in the context of a new game. But maybe they're trying to make it feel old. I don't know. They talk more about the cutscene system, which I always think is the most boring part of these, because I honestly don't care how cutscenes are made in AQ Worlds. They care a lot in these, and I'm sure some people care. Maybe if they also make cutscenes in games for a living, maybe people find this interesting, but I don't really find I don't really find this that interesting. Where the gameplay and art stuff is more interesting to me, but yeah. So I mean, cutscenes are important, but I'm not saying they're not. But I don't think there really needs to be explained how they're made or anything like that. But yeah, so that was all for the AQ Infinity post this week. Nothing too crazy here to really look at, but you know, the circle, the like telegraphing stuff is cool. So that's definitely gonna be an interesting part of the game. It's gonna be a lot different. And I guess they're going to have to use like, I feel like on mobile, like if you're tapping to move, having to tap to move for a telegraphing attack, to me seems kind of annoying, but I don't really play games on my phone all that often. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a movement button thing that will probably be helpful. There, like a on-screen D-pad or something. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. All right, kind of a hot topic for this week was this armor. I saw on Twitter very mixed opinions on it, so I'll give my 2 cents here. A farmable set of Undead Legion color custom version for the birthday rare shop. So CC version of birthday rare and farmable set for Legion tokens would probably be my guess based on that text there. So this is a work in progress piece of art from Lay. Now Lay is translating this from Krystia here. So I think we might have saw this last week on the news or whatever, I think last video. But you can see the armor looks a bit different. This one also looks unfinished. It's not like fully shaded, not unfinished, but you know, not fully rendered in like the full AQ Worlds, like what you expect to see in AQ Worlds, right? But you see this original art getting translated here. Now, the first thing I notice is the lack of the gradient on the center plates and the cloth in the middle there. I think it's like a big change that was made, like a pretty massive change to the overall look of the armor. I think the gradient on these armor plates, like with the blue to black glow, like blue-black gradient on those middle plates adds a lot. And it's sadly missing here, although this is work in progress and it might be added in a more finished version. So I don't think criticizing that's like a massive thing, but that's like the one big thing I noticed from looking at these two initially. The chains also changed. I think the chains look worse on Lay's version. I saw a comment about that on the replies, and I definitely agree with that. The chains are just kind of like draped on your. I think the chains would look better if they just weren't there at all, which is what you'd say about a lot of stuff they randomly throw in these AQ Worlds armors. But like if you had to put them on there, having them hang off the bottom would, I don't know if that even looked better, but it definitely looked better than them being the center of the armor, just hanging around your waist, just loose like that, looking like they're like floating there or something. It just does not look that clean, in my opinion. So definitely take away. You can see chains under the armor on the original right there, on the thigh there, but they're not there here. It's just they're on the arm on the Lay version, and they're on the arm there. So some parts are matching, some parts aren't. It's so weird. Like when you translate an item, like you got to completely remake it, of course. So you can make better design decisions, but people are rightfully like, you know, they're saying like, I kind of like the original this and that, and everyone's gonna have their own take on this. But I do think if I had to pick one, I'd probably take this version over what is currently being shown here, in my opinion. But that's just me. And also, I think he changed the look of the skulls on this, especially on the chest. I think the changed skull design is very, it looks very Lay. When this one definitely had more of a like neutral, I don't even know what I'm saying. This one has more of like a, you can't tell the Lay, you can't tell it's a Lay armor skull. This one you're like, oh yeah, you can immediately identify the artist by how that skull on the thing looks. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing, but you can definitely tell. Well, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but let me know what version you like more. Do you think the original or Lay's interpretation of it is better? This one's gonna be in game. Like this one can't go in game because it's not made by an AE artist. That needs to be flashed and all that junk. So like you couldn't put that one in the game. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how this works out. Maybe Layla's taking the feedback and he's making changes. Who knows? We'll see. It's not the finished one yet. They stopped updating the calendar for AQ Worlds, but they still do design notes posts like over like the week, every week. So it's not really anything other than boosts and these drops. If you didn't get these drops, these hog drops, you get those if you want. They're seasonal, so not really in any rush. But if you want those little pigs, Valentine's Day themed, pick those up. Those were the midweek drop thing. I don't really do videos or anything for the midweek drops unless they're cool, and they're usually not that cool. So that's just me. So let's do a round finale. And part 1 of the Infernal Paradise are the story updates for this week. And that's going to be coming with Infernal rewards and story, so probably some random drops and junk. And then the Sturdy Serpent Soldier, that's the name. Don't abbreviate that. And then parody gear with the rare Enchanted Serpent Soldier set. Don't abbreviate that one either. So you got two things there coming in the featured and rewards for Yokai New Year. The Sturdy Serpent Soldier is probably this outfit, I'd imagine, from Axeros here. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, to be honest. I mean, it's alright. Kind of like a very common AQ Worlds armor looking thing here. So I don't know, you might like it or might not. You are kind of like mummified, so it's a little different, but that's about it. We get a look at a new Legion outfit from Dino this week as well. So yeah, this one has kind of an older school Legion look, which I very much appreciate. I appreciate seeing this. It's got like kind of like the, I don't know, the rock, like it's like made of like some kind of like, yeah, for like it's got that older look. Like a lot of the newer Legion stuff is more like steel and like it's a lot more plate armor stuff. Like yeah, this has a lot of the older look. I mean, it's still kind of plate armor, but it's like plate that looks like it's made of like some kind of like black stone thing. Like I don't know. I always associate that more with the Legion. So cool look. I think it's kind of like the combat stances and everything. It's kind of hard to tell how it like look in a neutral stance. I don't know. I'm having a hard time, but it might look good. I don't know. It's like kind of covering the thorax in the female one, and the male one looks cool with the thing, but you can't even see if the female one has that. It might have it on the lower part, but anyway, looks alright. Cool, so this week from Moira, really love the mask hair combo, looking very nice here. A nice looking outfit from Zdrake here. This one, loving the gold and blue color scheme. Got a nice good theme going there. You don't see a lot of the good theme stuff in AQ Worlds. So yeah, nice to see. The wings are sick too with the transparent cloth fabric over the wings. Nice to see that axe. Ooh. Woo. Good stuff. New outfit from Arlette here as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the stick with the circle with the rings on it. I'm not sure the significance of that. Let me know if anyone has any clue what that is. I've never seen that before. I don't know if it's a weapon or what that would be for, but the fire effect, the fire cape is kind of cool. Yeah, not too bad. I like the helmet too. I'm sure that'd be cool for male characters. And last up for today, some cool Legion swords. Or I assume these are Legion. They have the color scheme from Tomcat Arts. Yeah, but Deja mentioned it's supposed to be Legion. So yeah, looking really nice. So that's all for this video. Big thanks to Lordy for leaving a $10 super chat thing. I think they're called something else, whatever. Really appreciate that, Lordy. And hey, thank you for watching. Big thanks to everyone. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, all that. I'll see you in the next one. I'll be live streaming the new event tomorrow. So I'll see you there and have a good one. Peace.